We're going to talk about players that can win a league because your league mates are sleeping at the wheel. They don't know that these 10, we'll probably go well over 10 by the way. They don't know that these 10 players are league winners. Your league mates have no clue. And honestly, when I look at the ADP data, sometimes I can't even fathom, after all the conversations we had, that our crew sometimes sleeps on these guys. Now, no one's giving anybody a license to go steal these guys away in territories that don't make them steals. They make them overdrafted, ruin their ADPs, ruin the opportunity that's being handed to you because they're absolute gold mines at their ADP or around their ADP. We're breaking it all down and more. The Fantasy Football Show, 10 or more sleepers to go get before your league mates figure it out. Maybe they watch the channel. Jaden Blue is one of them. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. And we'll draft as well, by the way. So get that Underdog Fantasy app downloaded. Links pinned in the live chat. Do it live.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, we've got to discuss sleepers. Who do you grab? Let's put it on the board here. This is going to be players that your league is sleeping on. And we're going to talk about maybe 10 plus sleepers tonight. And then we're going to draft. We're going to open up phone calls. This guy, Jaden Blue, has the potential to be the next Bucky Irving. It's on the video. There's a Who's the Next Bucky Irving video. You can look for the thumbnail. I believe it is something. Let me see if I can find it. Is it this one? It might be this one. No, Genty, not a third down back. That video is entertaining, by the way. Go watch that one. I don't know where the graphic is, but you can go look for it. It says the next Bucky Irving. Who is the next Bucky Irving? This guy's on the list. I'm not saying it is him. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm telling you that this kid's elusive. He's explosive. People are going to call him small. But you know who else is small? Hiron Williams. Or is he? You know who else is called small? Devon Achane. But he eats spinach like no other. And he's probably 8 feet tall by the looks of him now. Guy's bulked up too. Achane held up nicely. Didn't get injured once, even though people are like, he's going to get hurt, Smitty. Achane can't hold up as a full-time back. Achane's been doing it and doing it live.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Achane.
So, Blue's got that kind of upside and potential for sure. And Dallas may or may not use him right away. Dallas may give Javonte a run. This is not a knock on Javonte or saying Javonte can't maybe get his mojo back. He might, and I'm rooting for it. I want it to happen. I really do. But it's Jaden Blue's the best value in that backfield, and he's one of the best values in fantasy. Period. As is, man, a couple other guys like this guy right here. Bashal Touten. And, fumbling problem potentially. And what does he do? First carry in live rep activity, fumbles the ball. So that kind of helped because the hype died down a little bit after that, because what did Liam Cohen say at the podium when talking to reporters? I noticed it. He was not happy. He was very disappointed in Bashal Touten. He wasn't Touten at all. He did the reverse of what Touten is going on at the podium. Was not happy, but look, he's young. He's learning. Remember Kareem Hunt in KC as a rookie? Remember he fumbled the ball immediately, comes into the game. I think it was his first carry. Kareem Hunt came into the game, fumbled the ball, and everyone's like, oh, God, no. And then what did he do? He tore up the rest of that game. And then the rest was history until he got into trouble and then his career unraveled. But point is, live rep fumble, it's not even a game fumble, right? But learn to hold on to the ball, Touten, and you'll be tooting your way into the promised land, taking people with you. But very, very much like what Touten can bring to the table. Now, Bigsby's also very, 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 very good. and a big-time sleeper of mine. So if you want to make sure you get this right, and I'm not saying ETN can't hold on to the job, because he will get, first dibs, essentially. But this is a situation where if you wanted to go shopping for a Garendo and Mason of 2025, which might actually be Garendo and Jordan James again. Garendo again with Jordan James. But I think Bigsby is also very, very, very capable of being a league winner. And so when I tell you that Bigsby needs to be on this list as well, he kind of does. And that's confusing to people that don't like to have two running backs to secure a situation. I get it. It's not for everybody. And I don't blame you if you don't want to go this route. You could go the Jaden Blue route. I'm giving you multiple options. It doesn't have to be Bigsby. It doesn't have to be Touten. It can be a couple the other players that we're going to talk about here. But Bigsby certainly needs to be discussed as well. So make sure you get your Bigsby on and your Touten on. And Bigsby's got metrics that are really unbelievable, in terms of broken tackles and forced missed tackles and all that. So I love Bigsby. Bigsby brings a lot to the table as well. So make sure you get both these guys if and where you can. Probably won't fail you, at the end of the day. It might not jump out on the stat sheet in week 1. I can't promise when one of these guys gets going, but once they get going, they will be balling. And remember, Liam Cohen coming over from Tampa Bay, look what he just did with the Tampa Bay running backs. Look how good Bucky was. Look how good even Sean Tucker was when he got in there. Sean Tucker, probably more of the long-term season-long handcuff than Rachaad White. And remember, if anybody says, oh, Rachaad White, he's the backup. Smitty, why'd you say Sean Tucker? People get really confused when I say Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker. You want me to say it again? Sean Tucker. Who's the backup? Who's the backup over in Tampa? Sean Tucker. What is he saying? Why does he keep saying Sean Tucker? Is he saying Rachaad White? Why does it seem like Sean Tucker is coming out of his mouth? I'll tell you why. Because Rachaad White has already said, I'm not returning to Tampa Bay in 2026. What do you think that means? Do you think Rachaad White was sat down and they said, you're going to have a huge role this year. We're going to run the hell out of you. We're going to make you a star. We're going to re-sign you. For a player to come out and say, this is my final year in Tampa, what do you think? What kind of conversation do you think Rachaad White had? And not to mention, Rachaad White is in a role that if Bucky went down, they wouldn't likely, they might, you never know. But my guess is they're not going to swing Rachaad White into the role. Rachaad White's going to stay exactly where he is. Sometimes the backup running back doesn't always appear to be the backup. Sean Tucker would probably go straight into the lineup and Rachaad White's role wouldn't change. And they're prepping Sean Tucker to be that guy, the backup. And he could ball. Sean Tucker is kind of a sleeper in his own right. Let's go on over to this guy. We've talked a lot about him, and I get a lot of complaints because I don't have enough content on him. And we talk about him. Anybody can call in. We'll talk about anybody at any moment. But Thornton Jr. is definitely a sleeper. Definitely. And the concerns you'd have but to call him the next BT, because a lot of people are mad I didn't have this guy on my BT list, my next BT or Puka Nacua list. He can be on the list. I mean, there's concerns. The concerns would be, A, is the volume going to be there? As I said in my checkpoints for being the next BTJ or the next Puka Nacua. BTJ volume galore. BTJ pathway completely open. Puka Nacua pathway wide open. Volume galore. Offense was amazing. The thing that's nice about this kid, though, is he's super quick. He's super impressive over in LV right now. But it is crowded. He is grabbing a hold of the number 2, at least looks right now. And the presumption is that he'll maintain those second wide receiver looks. But the problem that comes into play is his resume is tiny. We're talking about a guy that was not even eclipsing 900 yards, walking out of his 2024 campaign. Doesn't mean that can't translate. It just means it's very rare. So the fact that he is not or was not supposed to necessarily be the second wide receiver on the team, you've got Jack Besh, you've got other players, there's a lot of red flags to be assuming he's the next Puka Nacua. But he should be grabbed. He should be rostered. He should be on taxi squads. And he's got tremendous 4.3 speed with a pretty decent situation, but it's not an open door like Puka's situation, like BT's situation, or like Emeka Egbuka's situation, even though some people don't understand that situation. I think it's crowded over there. It's not crowded over there. Believe me, Buka's gonna book. He's gonna book.
You've just been Smitty approved.
But this is a guy that has a good quarterback, not great. He's got a good passing attack, not great. He's got Brock Bowers grabbing everything that he can, and he's got to climb his way into number 2 and keep it. He's already getting there, but he's got to keep number 2 targets on a team that doesn't throw as much, and they got Brock Bowers, and they're going to run the hell out of Genty. They're going to move the ball, but you got Jacoby, you got a bunch of receivers trying to grab a different part of that pie that Bowers isn't consuming all by himself. So the volume mixed with him never having like 900 yards. I want to say it was like 700 and 800 yards in college. Let's ask Kruger what, actually, let me just pull it up because I don't know if Kruger's going to even know who he is. He is a deep call for sure. Thornton Jr., ESPN. Let's pull up his college stats. But Dante Thornton Jr. is a very, very solid prospect. Yeah, I mean, it's bleak when you look at it, but his film, he pops, and his speed is amazing. That's the two takeaways. Played for Oregon and Tennessee, so he moved around and didn't have much. 600 yards, not even 600 yards. So it's a very bleak resume. This is like walking into NASA and saying, "Look, I worked at the local community college as a counselor, and you crushed it. You were really good as a counselor, no doubt about it, but you're walking into NASA and you want to start building rockets. No one's saying you can't. Maybe he can. Ladd McConkey did it. Ladd McConkey didn't have a huge resume, but it's a rarity, and Ladd McConkey walked into volume. The number 1 role was wide open for Ladd McConkey. You see where I'm going here? You see why Thornton Jr. can't be the next Puka Nacua necessarily, but he's a sleeper. A very, very good sleeper. Here's his college resume. It is not pretty. This is why you can't put Geno, the Raiders passing attack, and bad resume together and say this is the next Puka Nacua. Look, it's Ladd McConkey. Hey, everyone, look, it's Ladd McConkey. You can't really do that, but he's a super exciting player that I think a lot of people are going to get ahead of their skis on. Is the only thing you gotta be careful with. Okay, so as that loads, my whole system needs to, I don't know what I need to do. I might have to buy a new computer. This is a really, really good computer too, but things are slowing down, and I don't know. I've tried everything I can. I'm a pretty tech savvy man, and we got a lot going on, and I've cleared off space. I've done everything I can. I think we're pushing the limits of what we're trying to do on this channel, and I might just need to upgrade this thing. So anyway, we're looking at this Thornton character. Very, very good player to grab and stash. If I can await my screen to unfreeze. We're just waiting for it. Phone lines will be open in a minute. But here we go. I think we're good. I don't know. Did it even drop? I was trying to put the damn stats on screen. Let's see if we can do it this way. I'm so frustrated right now. Your boy moves at lightning speed, and when this show comes to a crawl with my screen, I don't even know. I can't even put it on screen. Let me just read it off to you. I can't drag anything onto my screen. 661 yards. Here's the problem. How many receptions do you think Thornton had? You're going to say, okay, it's 661, right? No. 661, he had 40 receptions, right? No, he had 26. He had 26 the year prior, 13 the year prior, 17 the year prior, 9. He had 2 TDs his first year in 2021 at Oregon, 1 TD last year, 6 TDs. 25.4 yards per reception, though, which It's pretty damn good. And like I said, 4.3 speed. A lot to like about the kid, but this is not somebody you can just hit a home run on and expect Puka Nacua numbers. But he's absolutely amazing to grab on your roster and stash. This guy's probably one of my favorite sleepers, and you might think he's not a sleeper. And I would laugh at you. I would laugh really, really hard and say, my boy, I feel bad. I feel almost bad. I can't, you know what? I can't even move anything. My system's not working. There he is. Bo Nix. Smitty, how is he a sleeper? I know who he is. Smitty, this isn't a sleeper. He is. What's the definition of a sleeper to you? I'll tell you what it is to me. Anybody being slept on. Is it a big name sleeper? I can call out sleepers in round 2. Anybody being slept on in round 2 is called a second round sleeper. Are you following me? I've been doing this since a lot of you were shartening your pants as little kids. And I tell you right now, I get pushback every single year from people when I use the term sleeper. I'll use the term sleeper however I want. I practically invented it. So, sleeper, and you can laugh at that, but no one was doing bold predictions back in 2007, 2006, 2005. People were scared to death to say, oh, this guy could be the next whatever. People were scared. That's how I made my name back in 2004, 2005, 2003 on CBS and NBC Sports Radio, dropping bold predictions. Nobody had bold predictions back then. So, yeah, sleeper's what I've been doing for forever. And this guy is a sleeper because he has top 5 quarterback upside, yet he's going in rounds 9, 10, 11. I can't think of a better player that deserves the term sleeper. This is a top 5 to 6 QB. And he's going to explode. He's going to be a monster. And I can't wait. Let me spec you out of PC. I don't use PCs, Hunter. But appreciate you. What we need to do is we need to just get the highest Mac studio, and that's what I'm rolling with. I got to see if I can trade this in tonight. I might do it. I'm gonna see what they give me on the trade in on this bad boy. Miguel says he's born in 2004. See, Miguel, the year your parents started kicking around the idea of getting off the birth control, and they said, let's get little Miguel going. Let's cook up a little Miguel. Right when they started having that conversation, they were about 3 months away from the candlelight dinner and the watching of Independence Day 1, and your boy Smitty was on NBC Sports Radio, and he said, I want to say Antonio Brown, it's Jimmy Graham, it was Arian Foster, it was a lot of those players that we called on the NBC and CBS Sports Radio show. But anyway, they were kicking your idea of having you around, and we're dropping those bad boys. Nix is top 5, 6. Nix is going to the moon. No, Nix is not going to the moon. He's going to
Jupiter.
Can't wait for people to come back around. Well, they won't come back around. They'll just scatter like cockroaches, like Homer Simpson, fall back into the brush, and then later on try and slide back into the show as if they didn't drop hate on Bo Nix, as if they didn't hear what I'm saying. This guy could outscore Jalen Hurts this year. Can I, real quickly, is there somebody in the chat that thinks that's a ridiculous statement? I just want to know. You can speak up. I'm sure it's one of the usual haters. Bo Nix will outscore Jalen Hurts in 2025. Before you finish typing your ridiculous rebuttal to that statement, you might want to hold back before you hit enter. You might want to hold back. Let's just see if anybody's going to say it. Hunter, London. And look, London is rounds ahead of Hunter, bro. Michael, so you better make sure you grab both of them. Not ridiculous, but I don't agree. Of course you don't, Little, but here's the problem. It happened last year. So Nick's already outscored Jalen Hurts. He outscored him last year. Jalen Hurts was QB9, and he ran for, what was it, 800 yards and 14 touchdowns or whatever he had, and he still was QB9. You know why? Because he doesn't throw the ball exceptionally well. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. Trader Joe just put his foot in his mouth, hit enter, and then as soon as I said that, he goes, Trader Joe, never going to happen. Hurts is too good. It just happened. It just happened last year. You know what? You know what Bo Nix ranked last year in QB scoring as a rookie? 7. You know what Hurts ended up as? 9. And you know what would probably happen if you use last year's stats, added the 2 missed games that Hurts had? They're probably dead even. And he was a rookie with no weapons. He's got R.J. Harvey, Pat Bryant, Evan Ingram, a better offensive line, a better defense. And you got a sunburned head, by the way, my boy. So, Nix is top. He was 7 last year as a rookie with no weapons. Does anybody think maybe he could get one more spot, climb one more spot with all the weapons and the knowledge he has walking into his sophomore season? Let's call him top 5 to 6. Can we do that? Can we go from 7, QB 7, to top 6, maybe top 5 to 6? Is that okay? Is that okay? Saquon regresses a bit. There's a less positive game script. He'll score more. I don't know if you're even talking about trying to relate that to this. I don't know. Little. Bo Nix is the guy. And you can either get on board or get off the train entirely, because we don't want you on it if you're trying to hold him back. Okay? This train is light. This train is ready to fly. It's designed for speed. Like this guy right here, Emeka Egbuka, who very much is my favorite candidate to be the next Puka Nacua or BTJ. And no, those don't translate entirely, because BTJ is different than Puka. They were both different valuations. You think about it from redraft, BTJ went really late. You think about it from redraft, Puka Nacua was not even drafted. So yeah, there's a little bit of, it's a hard thing to connect the dots on, other than to say, let's talk about the next Puka or BT as a player you can get either free or very late, and they can win you a league because there's top 10 or better wide receiver upside in said player. And this Egbuka character is the best wide receiver in the draft class in contact related situations. In a clogged up, high traffic environment, this man invites contact. This man is going to thrive. This man has meandered around in wide receiver rooms that are better and more competitive than the Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver room. You heard me correct. I didn't stutter. I didn't hesitate. There's no lack of confidence in my voice. You heard me. This guy's used to playing in better wide receiver rooms, better than the Tampa Bay Buc wide receiver room. Smitty, wait a minute. What are you talking about? They got Mike Evans and an often injured Godwin. What is Smitty even saying? I don't understand what this man, the words that just came out of his mouth. Emeka Egbuka played with Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith. Also played with Jameson Williams. I've never heard of a wide receiver that has played in a crowded wide receiver room year after year after year, fighting with those bad boys. I mean, this is where wide receivers are made. And Emeka Egbuka is just a miracle to land in this situation, because this is where Emeka Egbuka lives, in crowded rover situations. Hey, Godwin's out. We need you to do this. Oh, Godwin's back. We need you to go over here. He's done it all. He's the best wide receiver maybe in the NFL to be asked to do 10,000 different things early on in his career, because he's done that his whole career in college. He's a crispy route runner, probably the best route runner in the draft class, probably the most likely to succeed right away from Jump Street in the draft class. Not saying that Travis Hunter has less physical talent that will overcome and probably make him a better player overall. I do believe that's why Hunter is number 1 on my wide receiver rankings for rookies 2025. But this man has been number 2 since January, and I have not wavered one time. I have not moved him to 3. I haven't moved him to 4. He's been number 2 my entire offseason. This isn't he landed in Tampa Bay with Baker, I'm going to put him at 2. He's been 2 the entire time. And the fact that you can get him as your wide receiver 3, 4, in some cases in grandma leagues, maybe 4 or 5, and he can be a top 12 wide receiver. How can he be a top 12 wide receiver, Smitty, what are you saying? You got Godwin's coming back, Smitty. Godwin's going to come back. Godwin's hurt right now. He's not going to be ready necessarily in the beginning of the year. You think this kid is going to absorb, be great, and then just step back for an injured Godwin? He's not. They can have room for everybody. Jalen McMillan was still doing well in a crowded environment, and he will surpass Jaden McMillan. He already has. And Baker's already said that it's just, he's cerebral. He just, the way he looks at things and the way he processes things with his mind and superpowers. I mean, Baker said that this guy's smarts are just way beyond other rookies, and he just knows where the ball needs to be. He knows where his body needs to be so that he can manipulate the situation. And he oftentimes will question Baker and say, hey, not in a bad way, say, hey, how do you want me here? And where's the ball normally supposed to be in this situation? And how am I supposed? He wants to figure it all out. And I love this kid. He'll be the number 1 Tampa Bay drafted wide receiver in 2026, a year from today. A year from today, he'll draft him ahead of Evans. He'll draft him obviously ahead of Godwin. He'll be the number 1 drafted Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver, and I predict his draft value will be JSN's. JSN's value right now, where you're drafting as a low-end wide receiver 1 with a smile in round 3, you'll be taking Emeka Egbuka in 2026 drafts in round 3. He's that good. He's that amazing, and people are sleeping on him. I already said people are sleeping on Touten. Stop doing it. Stop doing it and do it live. Benson, love this kid. When does he get in there? I don't know. James Conner is not going to just be plucked out of the lineup. I get that. That's why this is kind of an unknown waiting game that no one has the answer to. No one knows when this kid's going to get in there. You can't. People that say that they know it, they don't know it. Nobody knows it. Nobody can possibly know when he's going to get into the lineup. It is what it is. So Benson, it's a waiting game. But once he gets in there, ripping off 4.5 to 5 yards per carry pretty easily. Very good offense. I think the Cardinals move the football down the field a lot better this year. I think MHJ, who's ripped and looks amazing, is ready to rumble. It's gonna be a better passing attack, which will open up the rushing lanes on offense for the backs. And Benson's gonna ball out, and he's going in running back 3-4 territory on Underdog and even further in grandma leagues. Krosky Merritt, love this kid. You guys know how much I love Krosky Merritt. The situation there is not the easiest one to predict because, like with James Conner, you have potentially a running back in Brian Robinson Jr. that's not ready to just relinquish, the job. You can't expect it to be one of those situations where it's just Krosky Merritt comes in, takes the job, and then that's that. It's not the way it really works in the NFL. Especially when you have, let's jump into an Eliminator right now. Click the Eliminator button. Everybody should always have their Underdog app ready to go. And to do that, hit that link that's pinned in the live chat. Jump into an Eliminator, and two more to start. Two more to start. Eliminator, hit the Eliminator. One more, full. If you didn't get in, just get into Eliminator. Let's use this process together. And I'll load that up. But Krosky Merritt, we just don't know when it's going to happen, but when he gets in there, this is a guy that Adam Peters, the assistant GM of the San Francisco 49ers, back when he identified George Kittle and scouted him and had the Niners draft George Kittle. Same thing with Brock Purdy. He is a marvel when it comes to this kind of thing. And I'm so excited about what Adam Peters is going to do in Washington going forward. And I think, the running attack is going to eventually be Krosky Merritt. We call him Little Bill. It's Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Little Bill. Bill's going to be the starter at some point, I believe. So grab him, and he's going to have a phenomenal season once he gets in there. All right, the draft is about to begin. Your boy has received the 9 pick. Surprise, surprise. I never really get the pick that I want. The draft slot that I want. All right, let's move over to the draft board here. After I make my 2 picks, I'll come back and finish what we're talking about. Phone lines are open after I finish. After I pick this second round pick, I'll finish what I'm doing, and then we'll open the phone lines. I wanted Neighbors and was disappointed I didn't get him in the draft, and I watched him massively disappoint a league mate. Neighbors didn't massively disappoint anybody, bro. I don't know what you're talking about there. Cole says Brian Robinson is too good, and we got a super chat, by the way. Vidal, you still here? I'm sorry about the wait on the super chat. Vidal, I'm going to answer this right after I make this pick. On the clock here, this is an eliminator, which means that you got to make it into the top 6 coming out of round 1, week 1, and then week 2 on your 1 versus 1. Let's go with Ashton Genty in an eliminator. Dynasty Superflex, would you trade Tua Shadur in a 27 round 1 Jaden Higgins for Burrow? Absolutely. In a Superflex, no doubt about it in my mind. I wouldn't even hesitate. That's the easiest question I've been asked all week, maybe all month. That's a smash, bro. My wide receivers are Chase Flowers. It doesn't even matter what your wide receivers are. It's worth doing that trade. Easily. Honestly, bro, if you came back and said he wants another first rounder, I'd still say yes. Vidal, if that helps you understand how much I love that trade. Vidal, you still here? Fantastic trade, bro. You were salty you didn't get him. Don't make the same mistake this year. Hunter Egbuka to the moon. Laughing, you're salty you didn't get him. Don't make... What do you... Oh, you're not talking to me, Miles. Okay. I think you were talking to me. Ashton Genty, BTJ. Let's go. Man, I really like London this year. I'm going to go BTJ here. Genty, BTJ. Love it. Eliminator. Couldn't be more pleased with that. Also, both by week 8. I got to watch that as I go through this. That means by week 8, I need to make sure I win by week or week number 8 because you're eliminated. It's 1v1. So if you don't have a good balanced team and you're going up against one person in week 8 and you got all your buys, you could get crushed. But we'll keep an eye on that. London would have been better for that, but I'm not afraid early on about bye weeks. So Genty, BTJ, feeling fire. Feeling fire. Let's go back real quickly and just finish up what we're talking about here. So, Touten, Benson, Krosky, Merritt, Garendo, huge sleeper walking into 2025. Again, like with Benson, you don't know when he'll get into the lineup. Jordan James, cuff to him is a good idea if you have that kind of flexibility. If your league is not going to allow that because of the bench sizes and everything. But Garendo could win you a league. Garendo and Mason last year was a league-winning combo we promoted here, and boy, did that service people well. Charbonnet, obviously. And it's weird that he's still a sleeper, but he is. I mean, Walker's already injured right now. Doesn't seem to be serious, but he's not 100% healthy. Charbonnet's a league mother freaking winner when he gets into that lineup. So those are some of the... Evan Ingram will be another player that I might throw out there. And then this guy right here, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about him a lot. I'll probably try and draft him in this particular draft, but Cam Ward is climbing my board ultra fast. And let's see if I can even drag anything over onto my screen because I'm having a lot of issues tonight. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. It's not doing it. Cam Ward, come on, buddy. There it is. Cam, you're too small. Come on, he's trying. Why is this taking so long? I can't do any of my show. I'm on the clock too. I've got Genty and Thornton, and I got Cam Ward in my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Trey McBride. By week 8, I can't do that. I'll go JD5. Cam Ward's stuck in the middle of the screen. This is good. There we go. Cam Ward, I love this year. And he's such a sleeper. He's such a great best ball mania or best ball anything. Second or especially third quarterback. And he goes really late. So you could literally bully QB. You could get, like I got JD5 right here. You could get JD5 and Mahomes or whatever. And you could still bully QB the hell out of people and get Cam Ward as your third quarterback. Cam Ward is special. He's special and he's a big time sleeper. And you'll see how late he goes in this draft. Now, the bully quarterback process is pretty awesome in this type of format. Let's see here. I got Ashton Genty, BTJ, Jaden Daniels. Ah! I timed out. That's not bad, though. I mean, Mike Evans is awesome. So I'm fine with that. I don't have a lot of Mike Evans shares, to be honest. So this is kind of an interesting team. Now, Mike Evans' bye week is what? I want to say it's bye week 9, I think. So I'll be okay there. The other thing good about late bye week, guys, is that in Eliminator, so again, in week 1, the top 6 people in the group of 12 here that you drafted with, the top 6 move on, the top 6 are out. You're done. Or the bottom 6 are done. And then week 2, you get matched up against, so already half of the entrants are gone after week 1. It gets cut in half. And then in week number 2, you're matched up against one person. Then week 3, you're matched up against one person and the loser is knocked out. So you literally get rid of half of the people every round. Half the people are gone every round. Isn't that crazy? So that's the way it's going to work. 1v1 all the way up to the championship. And the championship game, week 17, there's 3 people in that bucket. Just 3 people. That's it. Mike Evans, BTJ, Jaden Daniels, and Ashton Genty. I'm liking this team. I don't have any Mike Evans shares, but maybe on a couple teams. So this does feel decent. I don't mind it. I timed out. I don't know what I would have done. The ADPs are a little off and out of whack on here compared to the other ADPs. So when I was searching, I was a little thrown off and I was running out of time and I was talking and then boom. I timed out, but that's all right. Evans is fine. Xavier Worthy. Glad you made it, Steve. Appreciate the gift of membership, says Johansson. Johansson, appreciate you. Dowdle, Travis Hunter. Okay. That sucks Hunter went. I would have loved Hunter, but that's okay. We'll go with RJ right here. RJ Harvey and Ashton Genty, BTJ, Mike Evans, and then and the bye week for Harvey is 12. So I got Jaden out in 12. I got Harvey out in 12. I have Genty and BT out in 8, and Mike Evans is 9. Phone lines are open. Yeah, go ahead, Travis. Good looking team though. Genty, Harvey, Evans, BT, JD5. George Pickens, that's a good pick. Joe Burrow still available. I mean, don't leave him out there for me, guys, or I'm gonna have to maybe bully QB. Maybe I triple bully QB. I might just triple bully. You're live, Ron. Hello?
I don't feel alive.
I don't know if I have audio on you. Hold on. God, Joe Burrow's there. Look, Debo's there. Joe Burrow's there. By week 10, I'm going to do it. JD5 and Burrow. And I don't feel crazy about it because this is Eliminator. This might be a strategy that we haven't really explored too much because we don't do a lot of Eliminators, but there's so many different ways to attack Eliminator, given that it's every week your opponent or you are eliminated. You're one. So again, I didn't finish. Yeah, I think I did finish. In week 1, this group of 12 right here, the bottom 6 are out, the top 6 advance. But then after that, week 2, you're going up against one person, and the loser is out, the winner is in, and it goes 1v1 every week until the final week, week 17, where it's 3 of you. And then all 3 of you go against each other. So to have bully QB, especially with bye weeks potentially hitting me in 9 and 8 and 12, it might be a strategy where if Mahomes still there, I might even do that. Because I have Genty and Harvey. I have Brian Thomas Jr. and Mike Evans. I feel pretty strong. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, if you got Harvey, why would you go with Mahomes? Why wouldn't you just go with
Well, I could go Knicks, yeah. I could do that later.
And
Either way.
And I'm saying Denver wins the AFC West this year.
Yeah, I think it's possible for sure. They're kind of my dark horse to win it. Or they're kind of my dark horse to make the Super Bowl, really. But
they got the number 1 defense. I mean, their defense is on point.
Yeah.
And you added Harvey in the offensive upgrade.
Evan Ingram.
They can do it.
Yeah, they're easily in the cards to win the division. Very easily. But I think between KC, I think the Super Bowl showing team from the AFC will be the winner of that division. So if it's KC, they advance. If it's Denver, I think they're the ones that'll surprise the world. Yeah. Oh,
I think
just went.
the AFC championship comes down to Denver, Cincinnati.
Well, the championship game.
Fill out their defense and sign those guys.
Yeah, it depends how the all lines up, obviously. But yeah, they definitely could be. Okay, so Mahomes went. That was kind of good because it takes away the temptation. But then again, it's like I don't even like the options here. This is crazy.
I've been prepping. I got a colonoscopy in the morning.
No, thanks, Ron. Sorry to. Not quite the conversation we want to have during a draft, Ron. Just saying, and you're making me time out almost here.
I gotta stare. I'm in misery, dude.
I mean, I almost timed out there in my queue. I had to use Bo Nix. All right. The question is, do I go Evan Ingram here? I don't like any of these running backs and receivers. I really don't. Egbuka, I do.
Yeah,
Egbuka or Ingram. Now, Egbuka is great because the quarterbacks are flat out forward. Egbuka is good because I got Evans and Nix and Ingram will be good. So I got to decide. Chat, who do you like here? We're not going to get both of them. There's no way they both fall. So it is what it is. We got to pick.
I like Egbuka. You can always get a good tight end later.
Yeah, let's do that. Plus, with this QB situation we got going on, by the way, all separate bye weeks. All 3 of different bye weeks, which is unbelievable. No, I'm sorry. Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix both have 12, but I got Burrow for week 12. So this is going to be. I bet you I would almost guarantee that there's a major statistical advantage that if I can grab the right sleepers, that I'm going to be facing multiple teams on my way to the week 17 where my quarterback saves me because I got Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels scoring insane amounts.
Yeah, it happened.
And I started a QB probably panic, which is going to maybe help me have a few players fall. So my team is Genty, RJ Harvey, BTJ, Mike Evans, Egbuka. I can even get McMillan if I want. Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels. Someone said I need to get Baker too. Maybe. Baker's gone. Okay. Running backs that are there. Travis Etienne, who probably will get snagged right here. that would be a nice pick, you know, to get that entire Liam Cohen running back stable would be fun. It would be intriguing. Let's see if he hangs out. Charbonnet is there. Bashal Touten, I still am going to target. J.K. Dobbins later will be smart. The only thing that's tough about that is if you do grab like an entire backfield, it's the Eliminator, so you got to make sure you're covered on the bye weeks, but I could get crafty about that, I think.
Still there?
Okay, on the clock here. Hold on. Keon Coleman or ETN? I think I'll go ETN.
Coleman this year.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ETN. I'm going to go ETN because I can grab Touten here. And then my running back stable, though, is going to be Ashton Genty by week 8. All the Jaguars by week 8. So I got to be careful there. But Harvey's by week 12. So if I get JK and Harvey, in theory, I could have both those guys start week 12. I'm sorry, week 8. Or I could, you know, just grab another back. But we'll go Bashal Touten here. Potentially. Let me just see how far down he is. Yeah, he's 127. Yeah, he'll be gone. I have to grab him here. I do like Keon Coleman here a lot, but I do feel pretty good about my receivers having Egbuka, Mike Evans, and BTJ though. Charbonnet just went. That's disappointing. Yeah, Keon Coleman is nice here. But I wouldn't have gone ETN though if I was going to split this, so I'm going to go Touten here. Plus, there's so many receivers I still like. Okay, on the clock here, I'm going to go Bashal, Touten, and ETN cuffed together. Bigsby's way down there in the 150s, so we'll consider that later. Keon Coleman probably won't fall to us because he's in the top 2 players available. Phone lines are open if anybody wants to call in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Where's Travis? I know he's in the chat. I'm surprised he's not on the phone.
He'll be calling in a second. First team wants Burrow. I'm sure they do. All right, what else you got, Ron?
Traded voicemail league.
No.
Traded Merritt for Williams.
Kyle Williams?
Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are comparable players.
Good.
All right, I got to decide if I'm going to go. Kyle Williams is one of the players I've queued. Let's see here. I like Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue's bye week is 10, so I got to consider him later. But he's a ways down. J.K. Dobbins, I might need to look at that. Trey Harris is a good pick here. J.K. is on my mind here. Kyle Williams, solid pick by week 14. That works pretty well. I don't know if I have any other wide receivers I even remotely like here. So I think if I don't get Kyle Williams, I might punt wide receiver for a little bit. Let me merge Travis. Hold on one second. Travis, what do you like here? Trey Harris, but Trey Harris or he's probably listening. Damn it, took JK, sniped JK from me. Trey Harris or Kyle Williams or let's go Kyle Williams because yeah, I'm gonna take
targets. But
I'm gonna take Kyle Williams because of the bye week too. Because when all things are equal, you got to look at that in the Eliminator. So I got bye week 9 in Evans, bye week 9 and obviously in Egbuka, bye week 8 in Brian Thomas, and Kyle Williams is bye week 14. My running backs are 3 of the 4 by week 8. RJ Harvey's the only one that's not. He's week 12. So I got Genty, Harvey, ETN, and Bashal Touten. My quarterbacks are by week 12, 10, and 12. I got JD5, Burrow, and Nix. I think this is the kind of team that's going to, if you land your picks, like you get really good sleepers and the board falls right, this is going to be a team that's going to be very hard to beat in the Eliminator. Because that quarterback scoring is crazy. You know, you're going to get like 500 points on the year quarterback. Luther Burden, Hollywood Brown, Jaden Blue. I like Jaden Blue a lot.
Yeah, I'd take him up. What's his bye week? You need somebody to.
Yeah, he's in 10. He's in 10, so it's perfect. All right, so bye week 10. And I don't care about JK. That guy probably did me a favor sniping him from me. Even early. I don't think his ADP was in it. But because, I mean, if he gets hurt, who cares? And, I'm not even worried about it. But Jaden Blue, I think, has the potential to be the next Bucky. So does Bashal Touten. So I like that. And if I do go Bigsby later, I have it covered now. What's up?
I really like Harris a lot as a player. No one's talked about it. I continue to see people like extremely, and for me, I can't see consistent targets allowing him to be like a top 10 or top 15, top 20 wide receiver. I don't know what the future might hold.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
People,
yeah,
explode right away, and I just want to make sure I'm not wrong.
Well, I mean, no one's right or wrong yet, but I think that when you see Lab McConkey as the target hog, you see Harbaugh as throwing a lot more last year than he's going to throw this year because they were ineffective running the ball, partly because of J.K. Dobbins' ineffectiveness. Even though people think he was great, he was not. He was horrible. He had 2 amazing games at the beginning of the year, and then he averaged 3.8 yards per carry the rest of the season. And the reason J.K. Dobbins was so bad at the goal line, they abandoned the run, and they were a incredibly high percentage passing team at the goal line. Totally out of the norm for Harbaugh. So Harbaugh is going to run more. Herbert's a 5,000 yard passer that throws for, how many yards did he throw for last year? Like 3,600 or 3,800. Like, I mean, this is a 5,000 yard passer that throws for 3,800 yards. And that was a year he probably threw for more yards than normal because they couldn't run the ball. I just think that, how can Trey Harris, how can he be, I mean, he's not going that high. It's around 11. But, I don't know. I don't know how it's tough.
There's a lot of people that would say first over Kyle Williams, like, no brainer. I want to make sure, like, my Patriots bias isn't getting away.
Am I crazy? Am I crazy to want to go Cam Ward here, my 4th quarterback? Let's see here.
4.
Let's do it.
11.
Let's do it. Let's do it live. Hey, Vidal, I did answer it already, but I'll answer it again because I realized you probably stepped out. So here's what I said, and I'll try and repeat it verbatim. I think I said trade Shedeur Tua 27 round 1 and Jaden Higgins for Burrow in a super flex. My exact words were, bro, I would not only do that if he came back and said, give me 2 first rounders, I'd still do it. That's Burrow in a super flex, bro. I mean, that's an easy call. Easy call. Well, hold on, boys. Tillman, Kyle Pitts. I think I only have. Oh, do I have a tight end yet?
Oh no.
I'll go Kyle Pitts. I don't mind Kyle Pitts here. It's pretty good, actually. That ain't bad. Did I not draft a tight end yet? I don't think I did. Yeah, okay. Kyle Pitts ain't bad. I mean, round 14. I get that he's not somebody. Vidal, thank you for the super chat, bro. I mean, he's not somebody you're banking and putting the form on, but like 14th round, that's pretty good tight end.
14th.
That's funny. I didn't even look. I just got so caught up. Tank Bigsby got sniped for me. I honestly don't know why some people take some of these players. Well, maybe he wasn't early. Grendo. But there's certain players that I don't draft unless I'm doing something specific to that situation. Like I like Bigsby a lot, but I'm usually not drafting Bigsby unless I have Touten. Team 11 have a QB yet? I don't know. I don't want to scroll up because my system's completely like locking up on me. But let me
I don't think they do.
take a look. Do you have Jalen Hurts? Yeah, they took. Team 11 has Jalen Hurts.
Oh, there he is.
I don't know what's going on with my computer, man. This is crazy. Let me look at my usage here. My resources. What is going on here? Okay, on the Jalen McMillan, I gotta get him. I totally forgot about him, and there he is sitting there, the second-ranked player. This guy's gonna snipe him for me because he's been sniping Pat Bryant. Thanks, man, for sniping Pat Bryant too. At least you left me Jalen McMillan. Draft your own team. All right. I don't know if I like any of these. God, I'm like scrolling through and I don't like anybody right now. So Jaden Daniels. Both my quarterbacks are bye week 10 and bye week 12. So I have 2 bye week 10 and 2 bye week 12. Nobody's got a better QB room than me. I think I guarantee myself essentially getting out of the first round. Having those 4 quarterbacks. Because my scoring is going to be through the roof. And my rest of my team is not bad at all. Like, it is literally strong. So, Jaden Daniels, Burrow, Bo Nix, and Cam Ward. Genty, Harvey, ETN, Bashal, Touten, Jaden Blue. Wide receivers. Hold on, let me come back to that. Damn, man, who do I take here? Kind of like Yoshi Voss. He's a little bit down there, but everyone's been sniping my boys anyway.
Take a shot on Calvin Austin. You're high on him.
I mean, I'm not super. I'm gonna take Michael Wilson.
You know the tight end is something too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Michael Wilson Jr. Question is, God, this is brutal. This freaking system lagging thing. Like I can't function like this. I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell's going on here. I mean, I can't even move anything. It's just my wide receivers are bye week 8, 9, 9, 9, 8, 14. So I have bye week 8 with Michael Wilson Jr. and BT. I got a bye week 9 with Mike Evans, Egbuka, and McMillan, obviously. And then Kyle Williams bye week 14. Question is, are my running backs, I got 2 picks left. Are my running backs good enough? I got Genty, ETN, and Touten by week 8. I've got Jaden Blue and Harvey by week 12 and 10. I think I'm okay.
I think you're all right.
So we're going to go. And am I good at receiver, or do I need one more? I've got by week 8, like I said, with BT and Michael Wilson. So that's fine. So by week 9, Mike.
You got a flex spot.
Yeah, but my running back. So
3 receivers.
So I got BTJ during the Bucks bye week. I got BTJ, Kyle Williams, and Michael Wilson. So I guess I'll roll with 2 tight ends. I'll go wide receiver and I'll roll with 2 tight ends.
Good point by Rome.
So, well, yeah, you always had to start 3, but who is going to be that receiver? see here. You got Jalen Noel. The Dante Thornton. He's sitting there. I got to draft a tight end here. Good God. There's nobody left. This is such a risk. Oh my God, it didn't take him. It took Darius Slayton. What?
Yeah, I guess he's your last wide receiver.
Bye week 14. I mean, at least the bye week matches up. I mean, it could be worse, but I literally drafted. I literally just drafted him. I drafted. Okay, I got to get a tight end here real quickly. Theo Johnson, Noah Gray, Terrence Ferguson, Gadsden, Tyler Higbee, Fannin, Jatavian Sanders, and Theo Johnson. Jeez, man. And
Ferguson or Fannin.
Kyle Pitts is by week 5, so I can't have by week 5, but none of those guys are 5. The question is, what?
A crowded wide receiver. But he's a crowded wide receiver.
He's healthy though, right? He's healthy though, right? Let's just do it. Damn, I can't believe Slayton. But you know what? To be honest with you, whatever player I picked there, they were gonna get minimal stats anyway. I mean, I think I was looking at like Tesla and guys like that. No, Jalen Noel was a guy I was probably gonna queue right when that happened. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me just take the tight end first. And I swiped, drafted, and then it put in Darius Slayton. What the hell is going on there?
Did they get taken out?
Well, no, tight end. I think I tried to draft Theo Johnson because it was coming down to the wire. So I was like, I'll just get a tight end now. And I looked, I'm like, I started to say, there's nobody here. I'm like, well, Theo Johnson's starting. So I swiped it, drafted, and then I had like 2 seconds left. And he just sat there. I'd already drafted him, and then Slayton. What in the hell? That's okay. Because, I mean, Slayton's like, at least he's got...
He has big weeks.
Yeah, I mean, last year he had 502 touchdowns. I mean, he's okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that Cam Ward pick was much.
100-yard game.
The Cam Ward pick might have been a little overboard. I just couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I did like Ferguson. Ferguson's nice, but at the same time, like Higbee's there, and at least Trevion Sanders is the starter, right? So, wow, it gave me the highest projection. Well, because of my quarterbacks that they've ever given me. They always throw me. I got the highest projected team by a mile. There's no one in the 3,000 point territory, and I've got 31-18 because of my QB projections, but it's a good looking team. Let me send it over to the screen, but damn, my stupid computer. I gotta get a new one. This is a pretty good one too. Part of me is wondering if it's something. Sometimes, like when you do what I do, like I'm a pretty savvy IT guy. I gotta troubleshoot my own situation all the time, and sometimes it's like the phone line, for example. You know, like when the phone line was resetting my audio, and someone suggested that to look for a specific setting, but it was I pinpointed it down to my phone line. I'm like, the only other variable is my phone. My phone line was controlling my. But anyway, I do find that when I open up Chrome, my computer's coming to a crawl. So I just closed Chrome, and let's see if I can. I want to see if, and that's happened before, and then Chrome updates, and there's something that they were doing. Like right now, I'm able to drag some stuff in a little bit better. I'm kind of thinking Chrome might be a culprit. And that's one of the things that I've.
But
God, it's so
I've
energetic.
heard other people have problems with Chrome lately.
As far as resources, or just in general, like
Other YouTube channels.
all right, here's the team. I like it. JD5, Burrow, Nix, Ward, projected by about 300 or 400 more points than every other team in the thing because of those quarterback scoring. I mean, Jaden Daniels is projected for 3. God, my stupid speaker keeps falling now. Jaden Daniels is projected for. What do you think, Ron? Let's spitball this real quick. If, let's say, JD5 scores 353 like they're saying. And just for perspective, the running backs as an example, let me just merge this call. Hold on. DJ, 1 second for me. The running backs, for example, like Genty's projected for 236 for Genty.
Mm-hmm.
Another running back, just to give an example, Harvey's projected for 188. And then a wide receiver example, BTJ's projected for 222. So BTJ 222, Genty 236, and JD5 353. So that's why quarterbacks are so important in best ball. So if JD5 is projected for 353, Joe Burrow is projected for 329. Bo Nix is projected for 312. And Cam Ward is projected for probably going to be low, 258, but he could do better than that. What do you, just off of your playing as many years as you played, Travis, if you want to give a stab at this, DJ after that, what do you guys think that my QB scoring will be? Like if I was just out of my 17 starts, what's the number going to be? It obviously only uses one.
Your average?
No, my total. So right now, if I started JD5 17 times, they're saying I'm getting 353. Or if I'm starting him 16 times and then a bye week. But what do you think my end total is going to be? 450 because of this combo? Or will it be 500? Will it just be 390? I'm pretty sure that the optimal scoring is going to give me something along the lines of 100 to 140 more points than the highest projected quarterback in the room.
Yeah, I'd go with that because, I mean, heck, I got Burrow killing it on touchdowns this year. So if they got him at 329, I think he's going to end up getting a lot more than that.
Well, that's not my question, though. Let's just.
I know that,
yeah.
But you're talking about total points, what you're going to get. So I think Burrow's going to add into that because Burrow's going to do better on some weeks than JD5 does.
Yeah. So let's put Burrow at.
They're all going to have their game. So
let's put Burrow.
Your round was 450, 460.
Let's say Burrow's at 355 and JD5's at 355. Let's put them both there. So given that Burrow by himself would score 355, and then on a bye week, let's say you add in 15 points or something. So that will put Burrow by himself at about, let's call it 369. So Burrow by himself 369, and JD5 by himself 369 with that bye week fill-in quarterback. That's what we're saying here. So I'm thinking I'm getting at least 100 to 140 more points. So that would be 469 to 490, let's say. I think I could truly get that amount of points from this optimal scoring. You don't decide, they decide for you. You know, and then so like then I'm looking at like, what would that be? What would 490? Let's call it 490. 490 divided by 17 would be 28 points a game. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, that shouldn't be all that hard to read when you figure you're doing 4 quarterbacks and all do big things, you're going to have some spike weeks that are, 40 plus points.
I think realistically, though, you're probably more
Chris.
closer to 460 than you are 490.
Maybe.
I was going to say like 450 to 475.
Yeah.
Again.
What's that on your board? I'll say 460. You say 490. Put that on your.
Well, my range is 460 and 490. I don't know. Plus, we'd have to add that up and
figure it out.
Yeah, but I'm not locking it into that. I'm just saying 460, 490. I think it's possible for sure.
It'd be fun because this is like a research thing.
We do need.
You're doing research.
We do need to
how it is. So it'd be a fun statistic, even if you have to add it all up to figure it out.
Let's figure it out at the end of the year.
How much it does add.
Actually, yeah, we'll have to look at the team and see who started each week, and I'll add it up. We'll have to see. I wonder if there's a way to look back on a team that I did that with last year. But, okay. Genty, RJ, Harvey, ETN, Touten, and Blue. A really good running back room. I love it. I kind of wish I had Bigsby, but I got sniped. The nature of drafting with your team on screen. BTJ, Evans, Egbuka, Kyle Williams, Jalen McMillan, Michael Wilson, and Slayton, and then Kyle Pitts and Sanders, which, you could definitely say that my tight end situation could end up being a little bit risky, but it is what it is. Gump, if you could mute real quick, you got a lot of background noise, my boy. It's a good team. I like this team a lot. I timed out on Evans, though, too, so that kind of sucks, but I like Evans. I don't have a lot of shares of Evans, and he certainly could do it for one more year, and it works out well with Egbuka, so, and I got Jalen McMillan, so that's a crafty trio right there. Now, again, the concept of Eliminator is that you go up against everybody in week 1, and the top 6 teams advance, the bottom 6 lose. They're knocked out, completely done. And with my quarterbacks, I almost feel like I'm guaranteed to be in that top 6. I just don't see how I can't outscore 6 other teams because of that quarterback scoring alone. And I have a really good team to boot, so I don't know how it wouldn't work out. Plus, I got all 3 of the Tampa Bay wide receivers. Someone's going to have a really good game. I think I got it covered. I think this is going to be great. But then what happens in week 2 is you get pitted up against one person. And everybody's pitted up against one person, 1v1. The losers are out, done. The winners advance, and then everybody gets paired up with a new person, 1v1. Losers out, winners advance. Half of the pool gets nailed down to divided in half every single week until you get to week 17, and then there's 3 teams left after that math is done. And so 3 teams play week 17 for the first, second, and third place, all against each other, total points. I think this could be really good. So the Eliminator aspect of this, I'm going until all my bye weeks are late. I've got 12, 10, 12, 10, 8, 12, 8, 8, 10, 8, 9, 9, 14, 9, 8, 14. Like I'm cruising to week 8, right? And then what happens in week 8? Week 8, I lose no quarterback. Week 8, I lose ETN, Ashton Genty, and Bashal Touten. So I got Jaden Blue and Harvey. And I lose BTJ. I lose Michael Wilson, but I got Mike Evans, Egbuka. So I'm pretty good in week 8. Week 9, not a lot happens. Mike Evans, I lose the Tampa Bay boys. So that's big, but I still got a lot of firepower. Week 12, I lose Bo Nix and Daniels, but I got Joe Burrow. I got Cam Ward. Week 12, I lose Harvey, but I got all the other players. Week 12, I lose no wide receivers. Week 14, I lose Kyle Williams. And yeah, I think this is a really good team built for Eliminator. I mean, those bye weeks are crazy, man.
I like it. Yeah. Those work out.
Dynasty.
To go up against someone that gets himself in trouble with bye weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't
Wouldn't that be beautiful if the week that I have my biggest hit, which is week 8, right? Week 8 or week 8.
You just gotta hope to avoid the injury bug.
Yeah.
That's your biggest concern.
Dynasty PPR, would you trade Gibbs for Lamb and McBride, says Cody. Bro, Lamb and Gibbs are dead even. Like, you could argue one versus the other, and oftentimes I'll draft. Are you honking the horn, Gump?
Oh, that.
I'm out here in freaking Nebraska. Awful peaceful, but you know what I'm saying?
But the question was, did you honk the horn?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you honking at? Because that was twice.
I got that freaking I see ghost, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
What I wanted to say is that I'm the Robert Duck, and I'm going to get Super Duck.
What? You're the
song, the trucker song, Rubber Duck.
No.
Hello, Breaker.
Yeah.
Breaker one, not Breaker
It's called Convoy. It's called Convoy.
Yeah.
Okay. What can I do?
Super Duck.
What can I do for you, Gump? I'm losing viewers every second you're speaking.
Come on. I'm always like hamburgers and hot dogs. You getting 10 watermelon. You getting them all in there.
Gump, what can I do for you, Gump? You got 5 more seconds before I just hang up on you. I don't know what you're talking about.
You never convoy, but anyway.
Gump, what can I do for you?
What,
Where are my red X's?
I want to talk about. Come on, why you gotta do that to me?
Hurry!
Your video was on the bicycle. How much you pay for that bicycle? That motorized bike?
They retail. I'm not saying that I necessarily paid full price. They retail for about $900 if you wanted to buy one.
Okay, my friend Mark is the drummer. He's got 2 of them. Him and his girlfriend got one.
Gump, you're about to get a third X. It's not my fault. The chat is the one that decides it. So, what is your fantasy football question?
The big question I probably do have is Rashid Rice, Mr. Rice Man.
Okay.
What's the deal with that? He's not going to be suspended this year.
Well, there's no court case, in sight at all. So the odds of him going through a court case and being suspended this year are almost slim to none. Now, next year he might in the offseason have a situation, but yeah, and he's fully healthy. And real quickly, Cody, again, I would take Lamb and McBride. I'm sorry, Gump honking his horn and disturbed me answering your super chat. I would take Lamb and McBride in a millisecond over Jahmyr Gibbs because I've drafted Lamb over Gibbs before. So they're an even Steven swap anyway. So you trade Gibbs for Lamb and McBride and you run. McBride and Lamb is that's a lamb basting. He's getting lambed. He's getting massively
Get lambed.
What do you think about getting Super Duck and Rice Man? Is that a good?
You talking about Drake May? I'm sorry, Drake London.
Super Duck, yeah.
Call him Drake London. No one wants to call him Super Duck. No one wants to call him Super Duck. Nobody. 0 people. 0 people. Do I get Rice in London? You can't get Rice in London right now. In a grandma league, I don't even think you could get it in a grandma league. Number one, London's got like a 13, 14, 15 ADP. Rice has got like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 ADP. They're both going around 2. Now, in a grandma league, I bet you Rice falls to the top of 3, but I don't know about late round 3. I think
you're saying that Rice Man's going above Super Duck.
You got 3 X's. I'm sorry. I got to do it.
Finish him. Call terminated.
I tried to ignore the X's, but the rules are the rules. It's one thing to say it 1 or 2 times. It's another thing to talk about a song, but like people grow tired and impatient. Gump, they want to talk football. They like Gump. They want to live in Gump's world for a little bit, but then you just cling to it, and I can't help it. The rules are the rules. 3 X's and you're gone. Even Travis knows. If Travis gets 3 X's, he's gone. If Ron gets 3 X's, he's gone. If I get 3 X's, I'm gone, and the chair's sitting here for the rest of the show. I don't know.
Travis giving X's out left and right.
Yeah. Anyway, to answer his question, I didn't say anything of the sort. I told him specifically London's ADP's 13, 14, 15-ish. Rice is like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And he's like, you're telling me that Rice goes ahead of London? I didn't even say that. I literally spelled out that they're going in round 2 together and London's going ahead of him. And he kept calling him Super Duck. And it rubs me the wrong way. I think Drake London deserves better than that. Super Duck I don't like. And I know that Drake means duck. We asked Kruger, confirm it. I mean, honestly, I kind of forgot about that. I guess I remembered that as a kid, potentially, but I don't want to call him duck. A duck is slow. A duck is annoying. A duck can barely fly. He's got wings. He's throwing a duck. Look like a duck. I mean, it's almost as bad as calling him a lemon. Like, oh, I don't know what a name could be for a lemon. Let's say it was, I don't know. Marco meant lemon in some language. I'm not gonna call him a lemon. Why am I gonna call him a duck? All right, DJ, what's up? You're live. And do that trade, Cody, and thank you for the super chat.
What's up, gentlemen? I mean, this is easy, right? Drake's closer to a falcon than a duck, right?
Yeah.
Your squad, fire. Love it. Even if you come into that 1-on-1 versus 1 in the next week, your quarterback edge, I think would get you over.
Yeah.
Never mind with your running backs if they go. And that Tampa Bay trio, fire squad.
I like it.
But I wanted to talk about Rondé Gatson. I probably missed your thoughts on it, but of course I'm a Chargers fan. But we know we have the OC and Greg Roman, tight ends. I'm high on them. What are your thoughts on?
Yeah, we talk about him a lot. Travis likes him a lot too, and really what it comes down to is opportunity, and I think he'll get it, at least in the tight end room. He'll get it eventually. They want to run the ball, so at some point, even if he's in there, he'll get work, but like, can he be consistent? I think he could maybe be tight end like 8 to 14 ish, like all around, if he's in there getting all the work, etc. But I don't know that the volume's there for him to be like tight end 7, tight end 6, tight end 8, like in back-to-back week. I just see it being like, we see flashes of what we think this kid has, but yeah, I mean, I like him. I like him in Dynasty. I think kind of to Travis's point earlier about Trey Harris, I like Trey Harris a lot, but I'm almost a little dumbfounded too as to why people love him so much in year 1. And as Travis said, things can change, and he's so talented. But Gadsden and Trey Harris, they probably can't be ultra consistent. But who knows? Maybe Harbaugh throws a lot more than we think again. But I mean, they didn't want to throw as much as they did last year. They just had to. And I think now that they've got 2 running backs, they're gonna pound the rock. And if they're anywhere near the goal line, expect them to try to run the ball in. So then Gadsden, what's he going to do? He's going to have 3 TDs, 2 TDs? Like, I don't know. I like him a lot. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. The efficiency in their yards per carry, including JK, that was down. But make no mistake about it. Harbaugh is going to run the ball, right?
Yeah.
And that goal line, like you were talking about earlier, Smitty, in terms of converting and getting inside that 5, running the ball, that went out the window. But I just like to think that Roman's system, and that Baltimore type of system, Herbert's being, I think, handcuffed.
Gump, leave a message.
The 5,000-yard passer. But I'm a Chargers fan, so if we can get us a Super Bowl for it. But I just think that that's going to help Gadsden. And I see something similar in terms of that.
Yeah.
Henry, even J.K. Dobbins previously.
Gump, leave a message. Gump keeps calling the phone line. Gump, the rules are the rules. Once you get 3 X's, Gump thinks it's cute. DJ, you don't have to hang up yet. DJ, call back. I was going to ask you a couple questions, but call back in, DJ. I didn't mean to interrupt by yelling over you. I was going to answer your question. Gump keeps blasting the phone line, and he thinks it's cute when he gets the red X's. But what he doesn't remember is that once you get them, you're not getting back on the phone line the entire show. You're done for the entire show, no matter what. So leave a message, and maybe I'll play your voicemail. DJ, call back. To DJ's point, yeah, I mean it's I don't know. Travis, what do you have to add to that? I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier. JK was awful. JK had 2 good games, his first 2 games, week 1 and 2 or whatever. Very good, like 10 yards per carry. It was something crazy. And then the rest of his season was 3.8 yards per carry the rest of the way. And it was so bad they stopped running the ball. It was so bad. That's why they didn't bring JK back. That's why it's so funny. People think JK is awesome.
Yeah, the game under 3.5 yards. You can see that where the week 9, where they go from 80 something.
Yeah, it got really, 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 really bad. DJ, I didn't want you to hang up. I was just yelling over you because Gump was like interrupting what you were saying because you kept calling, and I didn't want you to hang up. But what was your final thought? You said something right before you hung up.
I just think that it's pretty easy to me to see the system that Harbaugh's going to run. And, if I might add, tight end usage when he was even at Michigan, and even with Roman's tight end usage, Baltimore, and how they handcuff Herbert. I'd like to see him run the ball a little bit more. I just think it's just going to mirror that, which means I think Gadsden's stock.
I like him. I like him. I like him a lot. I just don't know what I'd expect as a tight end. Young tight ends, it takes them a while anyway, so I don't know that it's something that will, for a rookie, it's really hard to translate the first year. And I don't think his situation screams it, you know what I mean? Let me merge this call. I don't think Gadsden's situation screams that this is going to be the outlier rookie.
Get that dynasty loving him too.
Yeah.
And his ADP, even in best ball,
yeah,
it's bananas. It doesn't even look like he's getting drafted.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with him as a best ball third tight end. That's okay. That's okay. All right, DJ, good topic. Anything else, bro?
No, I'm good, my man.
All right, man. Yeah, later.
Appreciate Travis. Thanks, man. Later.
571, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yo, what's good? Smitty, this is Dom. I'll follow your channel.
Attaboy. What's up, Dom? You're live.
People are telling me Hunter is a horrible pick at the 6th round. And and they're telling me to avoid him. Like they said I wouldn't even draft him.
So,
round the fantasy draft.
Couple follow-up questions. Couple follow-up questions. Are these people in your league and have you not drafted yet? Because I tell you the same.
We have not drafted yet. We have done some mock drafts,
and they're in your league.
Mock drafts, they're in my league. Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
So let me ask you another question from another angle. Are you going to try and help somebody draft a player that you want to take, or if somebody in your league came up to you and said, "Bro, first of all, do you like Caleb Williams?"
I like Caleb Williams.
Okay, What player don't you like that other people like? Maybe.
Debo Samuel.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, let's go with Debo. Even though I like Debo, let me just play it this way. So if somebody came up to you and said, "Bro, I'm really thinking about taking Debo Samuel in round 6," and you're about to draft with this guy, are you gonna correct him and say, "No, man, you should be going with the guy I like"?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely
right.
not. Definitely not.
So yeah, anybody telling you don't take Travis Hunter in round 6, take someone else, wants him. There's no reason someone's going to guide you in a better direction so that they maybe get screwed on draft day. That is the oldest trick in the book. And not to mention...
I hope that's what happens.
Yeah.
I hope that's what... Actually, I was like, bro, I swear to God, if they take Travis Hunter, bro, I'm going to get so mad, bro.
Well, you get ready for it because there's no other reason or explanation at all. But I will tell you this. Man. Do not wait until round 6. So, yeah, no, you do not wait until round 6. If he's sitting there around 5, they're thinking about taking him before you in round 6.
I'm going to take him for sure.
Yeah, Travis Hunter is a gold mine in round number 5. He's a gold mine at 4, but if you don't need to take him at 4, don't take him at 4. Take what you can get away with.
I got it.
Always. But yeah, round 6, bro, that's crazy. That's taking candy from a baby in round 6. This guy's literally trying to work you over on this. Like, hey, I want Joe Burrow, but you should take him. I would take Joe Burrow, but, if you're saying you're going to, let's say somebody came to you and said, I'm going to take Kyler Murray in round 4. Are you really going to say don't do it? Are you really going to say don't do it? No, you're going to say you're taking Kyler Murray in round 4. That's a real good job of you, pal. Right. Go in there and do that.
Bro.
Bump everybody down for me. This is nonsense that people even think this works. The fact that they even had you call in, I almost want to tell you to take a lap for even believing it. But that's all right.
Nah, bro.
I still appreciate it.
I low-key did because he was actually persuading me like really good, bro. He was like, okay, he's a phenomenal defensive back.
Yeah, he's a DB only.
80%. Like, bro, come on, man. He was better than receiver.
80%. Yeah, he's gonna play defense 80%. Where do you hear that? Nowhere. It came out of his rear end. Yeah, he didn't have nothing. Bro. He doesn't have a leg to stand on, and he only wants Travis Hunter. And yeah, you probably straight up knock him over in the draft if he took him in round 5 after what he said. All right, anything else?
Do
you know your order yet? You probably don't. You know your draft order, bro?
But yeah. Oh, you said what?
Do you have your draft? Travis wanted to know if you had your draft order yet.
Yeah, I'm the 1.11.
Okay, and where is he at?
He's at the 6.2 and 5.11. So I could definitely take him at the 5.11 turn and then get somebody else to the 6.2.
Yeah, that's what he's not anticipating to do.
He doesn't want to.
Where's the other guy? With the other guy, I can't really hear. My bad. I hear somebody. He's at the Let me see exactly. He's all the way at the 1.2, and he has the where Travis Hunter falls. He's at the 5.2.
Okay, so he could get him in the 5th round before you. You're saying 5.2? He has. You have 5.
Yeah. 5.2.
1-1 before he can get him at 6.2.
Like, let me tell you this, bro.
Yeah.
He's going in the 4th round in best. I'm not saying in grandma leagues and work leagues and home leagues. He's going in the 4th round in best ball drafts. So,
that's crazy.
I mean, he might take him at 5.2.
You just go back to you say, I think you're right about that. And you pick him anyway. You make him think you're not going to pick him.
Yeah.
Agree with them.
The worst thing you could do, bro, is make him think that he's, that you're onto him, because then he's just going to take him at 5.2. Or I'm sorry, he's got 5.2. You trying to stand on principle is going to have you trigger him to take him at 5.2. So,
right, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you. I need
and honestly, I'm a perceptive person when this stuff happens to me. Like, I know what time it is. I know when someone's saying something like obvious. I know what they're doing. So if I were you, don't mention his name again. you could also say, hey, we were talking about. You could say we were talking about Travis Hunter. What wide receivers do you like? Like instead, do you like this guy or this guy? But then never mention his name again. Don't say I'm not taking Travis Hunter anymore. Like just say we're talking about wide receivers and who I should and shouldn't take. What you like these two guys? Which one do you like of these two guys? And then just leave it at that. Don't ever bring it up again because the first thing he's gonna do is take him at 5.2. He's gonna take it. All right, gotta go, bro. Appreciate it.
All right.
Ron, final thoughts, and then I'm out of here.
What's that?
Final thoughts, and then I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, I got to start my second prep at 3 a.m. So that's just an hour and a half away. Lucky me. Hey, I won a poker tournament Saturday.
Attaboy, Ron. Attaboy.
Won $1,000. So that's my final thought.
Attaboy. All right, Ron. See you later. Good luck with that.
Later.
Later. Ron sharing his. Never mind. Let's move on. Travis, anything else? I think Travis hung up on himself. Let me see if Gump left a voicemail. He did. Here it is.
How you doing, Smitty Dog? This is your Gumpster, Captain Forrest Gump, United States of America. That's my bull ride name, Captain Forrest Gump, United States of America. That's what they announced me at the rodeo. But I want to say, this is my last load, boys. I'm gonna drop this load off over here in Denver, Colorado. Then I'm heading to Ogden, grab my car, and I'm heading to Michigan to swim in the pool and take care of the pool.
I can't even listen to his voicemail. You ought to see how long this voicemail is. The transcript is this long. We've only gotten to about that far in. The transcript is this long. Travis, you can call in if you want. Hung up on with Ron, I think. Oh, you can call. Okay, if you don't have anything else, but call in if you have something you wanted to close with. I can't even play his voicemail. It's so long. I appreciate you, Gump, but it is what it is, bro. All right, I'll see you all later.
Slow truck drivers. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Man, that's a bad karma, boys. I'm telling you. If you ever get down south, I mean, I've been going over all the different places I've been a little bit here, a little bit there, all over, you know what I'm saying? I've been all over the doggone place, you know, and that chicken down south sure does taste good. I got it at the church. I think it was in Alabama. Them old ladies, they cooked me up some doggone chicken. Man, my balls out of my head. I just like God.
It's gonna sound like Bill Clinton.
I'll talk to you later, boys. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
Gee, it's awful. Let's keep going.
Have a good one. Thanks for all the X's on my last day. On my last day of work, or my last run. Not last day, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go bubblegum shrimping. You know what I'm saying? I'll cut that grass for free. I'm going to be a millionaire. Talk to you later. Eat some no-bags from Wesco. And
this is the worst.
Dog don't want to go trucking anymore. My sister said it's the funniest thing. He doesn't want to go trucking. I got to listen to what Croto says. He's a private. Someday he's going to be a sergeant. I'll talk to you later, Lieutenant Dan.
That's probably the worst Gump impression I've ever heard in my life. I'll see you all on the Patreon. For those that don't know, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Oh, God, that was bad. 24/7 live chat. I'll drop the link in the live chat. I'm going to go to the Patreon right now to talk with you all. So please join if you want a 24/7 live chat group. In fact, I'm going to go in right now and I'm going to type in right here, what is up? Any late night convos? This is live chatting. We're live chatting right now on the Patreon. You can do it too. Just click that link I dropped. I will see you all tomorrow. I apologize for that long voicemail. That was awful. Vader says, what's worse, listening to that voicemail again or drafting Caleb Williams?